Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be talking a little bit about the Titan X, the next generation of architectures for GPUs that will be replacing the Titan X, my thoughts on the new MacBook, and Ford's new technology that might be able to put a stop to speeding tickets. First up, the Titan X. This thing is advertised to be the strongest single graphics card on the market as of right now. And should it be? Yes. Looking at the specs alone, this thing should very well blow everything out of the water that is out right now. But once you factor in what the Maxwell architecture has done for these cards in terms of performance and using a very low amount of energy, it makes this card even more impressive than the already amazing 900 series is. But will the Maxwell architecture be enough to keep the Titan X at the top of the list of discussion for a while, or will the next generation of architectures from NVIDIA bring along a few dramatic changes? The next generation of NVIDIA graphics cards with the architecture codename Pascal is said to be even more impressive than the Titan X was upon its release. It's said to offer 10 times the performance and include the ability to be ran in 8-way SLI. Now let's just take the moment to discuss SLI. If you don't know what it stands for Scalable Link Interface, and it is a way to run multiple graphics cards. Typically, the most a flagship card can run at is 4-way SLI, meaning you have 4 cards running in one system. This is extremely redundant for the most part because SLI doesn't increase performance as much as most people would like to believe. Some people think you get 100% increase in performance or double what you had before, which makes sense because you have 2 cards, right? Well, typically that isn't how it works. When you add a secondary card to your system, you can expect anywhere from 20 to 40% increase performance in games, and depending on certain games and certain programs, you might get more and you might get less. When you add a third card into your system, you can expect an even smaller increase in performance, and usually people don't even use 3-way SLI just because of the cost associated with running that many cards when you don't get a decent enough increase in performance anyways. Adding a 4th card into your system will barely increase your performance at all, and if anything, it might introduce more problems into your system than is worth it, like heat, compatibility issues, scaling issues, or just not being able to fit that many cards into your system at all. Adding 8 cards in SLI into your system would not make any sense at all in a gaming rig, especially if a single one of these cards has 10 times the performance of a single Titan X. But the article which I'll list below also states that the new architecture will offer 10 times the performance of the Titan X in computing tasks. So maybe we're looking at a card that is more of an extreme, and I mean it when I say extreme, workstation card. Either way, we're looking at least a year into the future, and as it gets closer and closer to 2016, we should see and hear more from NVIDIA on whether this card is all hype, a rumor, or if we should grab our belongings and hold on for dear life because this thing very well might blow us all out of the water. Next up, we've got Apple's MacBook, which I've been criticizing since the day I've laid eyes on this thing. We're looking at a $1,300 to $1,600 laptop that is essentially a paperweight. Oh wait, it weighs just over 2 pounds and it could probably not hold any papers down at all, so it would do a terrible job as a paperweight. One port. This thing has one port. That's extremely simplistic, even for Apple's standards. One port. Granted, the one port that they included is the all-new USB 3.1, but if you're going to use anything, you really have to have an adapter to use anything at all because almost nothing uses the new USB 3.1 standard. One good thing is that you can use it as a video output for like HDMI or VGA or a handful of other things, but you have to buy an adapter separately, so you kind of have to weigh your odds on that one too. Did I include how the only way to charge it is by using the one and only port on the device? Yeah, you can only pick one. You get an extra display, a mouse, or you can charge your device. What a great way to sell your product, Apple. 2 thumbs up for you. I'm sure they're not worried though. They slap a few high-class looking colors on it and an Apple logo on the back, and suddenly it's the second coming of Christ, so I don't understand that. But with all of those things out of the way, it looks great. I dislike how extremely simplistic it is, but I do like how that could be appealing to some people, and if it didn't have such a hefty price tag on it and a terrible processor, I would probably buy one in a heartbeat just because it looks nice. A few weeks ago, Ford Motors released a new technology that could change driving as we know it. Essentially what it does is scan the car's surroundings for roadside signs and will adjust the speed according to the sign. What's really neat about this technology is that it changes the speed by controlling the engine's torque, and not by applying the brakes. It also states in a few articles that I've seen that BMW has applied a technology similar to this, but instead of decelerating the car, it just pops up as a warning. There's a lot of controversy over this thing that Ford Motors is releasing on whether or not it should be implemented and whether or not it should be implemented as a law. So you guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. That's pretty much all I have for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.